I don't know why I've been so blessed with people. Just adults used to treat me well too. I mean, they liked. I remember when I worked with the plumbers, they sent me for the left-handed monkey wrench and the striped paint and all that stuff. They did all that. Kidding me. I didn't get upset. This was my chance to learn from these guys. You know, I never wanted to be a plumber. I admit to that. I liked working with them. And we had this guy, one guy, his name was Scotty. He was a Scotsman. And his brogue was so, I had a hard time really understanding him. So when I talked to him, I really had to pay attention to see what he was saying because he had a real heavy accent. Just a great guy. His partner was a guy by the name of Johns. And this guy Johns worked as a plumber in the hardware store. And he had a daughter that was handicapped from polio. And she was in my class. Forgotten what her name was. She had a delightful dad, good positive attitude. So she had a good positive attitude. She was very crippled, you know. She could just walk with crutches and stuff, and we was mostly in a wheelchair. But a positive attitude about life, you know, even though she was crippled. So they were delightful people. They were just hardworking Grundy Center people. Now this guy was a plumber, and he worked in the hardware store where Dad worked. Then Dad bought the store, so then he worked for Dad as a plumber. I worked with the plumbers when Dad didn't buy the store until I left. Went off to college. In fact, I don't think he bought it until I was at the academy. He had a successful business, really. They had some stores that were brand name, and then they would come to town and they would try to compete with my dad's hardware store. They'd be there about 2 years and they'd be gone because everybody went to John High's. That's where he was their guy. I used to say, Dad, you got to charge these guys once in a while. You can't just say, "Oh, we'll get you next time." You know, if he'd fix something in the shop, lots of time he'd never charge him. I'll get you next time. You know, and the people who worked there, Dad, they were as well paid as anybody in town, I think.